Astrology detective Taylor Swift. A passionate romance, wedding, long-lasting, kids.
Taylor Swift is a Sagittarius sun. Here's the quick breakdown of her core placements with accurate birth data. December 13, 1989, 8:36 a.m., Reading, Pennsylvania. Sun in Sagittarius, adventurous, outspoken, loves storytelling. Moon in Cancer, deeply emotional, strong mother protector archetype. Rising in Scorpio, magnetic, intense, private, almost detective-like herself. Venus in Aquarius, freedom and love, unconventional, needs space. Mars in Scorpio, passion, intensity, determination. Detective verdict. Taylor's Sagittarius fire makes her bold in love, but her Scorpio rising plus Cancer moon means she's much more private, protective, and emotional than her public image suggests.
Let's add Travis Kelce into the detective mix. Travis Kelce, born October 5th, 1989, Westlake, Ohio, is a Libra sun. So here's a quick rundown of his key placements based on the known date and place, though we might not have an exact birth time. Sun in Libra, charming, social, relationship-oriented, moon likely in Taurus, values comfort, stability, and has a nurturing side. Mars in Leo, loves the spotlight, confident, enjoys being seen. So in the detective astrology file, we have a Sagittarius, Taylor, and a Libra, Travis. Both signs that can be quite social and charming, but they have different needs in a relationship. If you want, I can dive deeper into how these placements interact and what that might mean for their compatibility. Let's dive in a bit deeper into their compatibility. So we've got Taylor as a Sagittarius sun, which makes her adventurous, truth-seeking, and someone who loves freedom and new experiences. Travis, with his Libra sun, is more relationship-focused, charming, and seeks harmony. Sagittarius and Libra can get along well because they both enjoy social scenes and intellectual conversations. Now let's add those other layers. Taylor's Venus in Aquarius means she values independence in relationships. She doesn't want to feel tied down. She wants a partner who respects her freedom. Travis's moon in Taurus suggests he's more comfort-oriented and might seek stability and a bit more predictability. They have a nice complementary vibe. Libra can charm Sagittarius, and Sagittarius can bring excitement to Libra. But they'll need to balance Taylor's need for freedom with Travis's need for a bit of steadiness. It's like solving a compatibility puzzle where each piece has to fit just right. Well, from a detective astrology angle, we can say they definitely have the potential to make it to the altar, but it's not without its challenges. Libra and Sagittarius do have a lot of chemistry and can find a lot of common ground, especially in how they communicate and enjoy each other's company. But they'll need to navigate Taylor's need for independence and Travis's need for a bit of emotional steadiness. In other words, if they can balance those differences, there's definitely a path to marriage. And if they do decide to tie the knot, it'll be a blend of fun, freedom, and a bit of that Libra charm mixed with Sagittarius adventure. So the short detective verdict, yes, it's possible, but it'll take some balancing acts. In astrology, we often look at major planetary transits to see when a relationship might face a bit of a stress test. For Taylor and Travis, a couple of key time frames stand out. Saturn in Pisces, 2025, 2026. Saturn is the planet of responsibility and tests. When it moves through Pisces, it can create a bit of a reality check for any relationship, especially for a Sagittarian like Taylor who values freedom. It might be a time when they need to warp through some practical issues and make decisions about commitment. Pluto in Aquarius, 2029, 2030. Pluto is a planet of transformation and indeed changes. At the end of the decade, Pluto will be moving through Aquarius, which can bring some profound shifts in how they see their future together. It could be a moment of transform and break where they have to evolve together or face some deep-seated issues. In short, the more challenging or hard time periods are likely around those Saturn and Pluto transits, but if they navigate those, they might just come out stronger on the other side. So when it comes to the question of kids, we can peek into some key parts of their charts, like the 5th house, which is often related to children and creativity, and also look at how their personal tendencies line up. For Taylor, with her own in Cancer, she has a strong nurturing side. Even if she values independence, there's a part of her that could be drawn to the idea of family, be nurturing in some form. Taurus moon, he might actually enjoy the idea of building a stable family environment and could be quite open to having kids. In terms of timing, we'd be looking at certain transits, like Jupiter or Saturn influencing their 5th house to see when they might be more inclined towards starting a family. Detective verdict? Yes, there's definitely a chance they could have kids if they both align on that vision. It'll just depend on how the relationship evolves and if they feel ready to take that step together. Looking into the crystal ball for the future of their potential kids, love it. So while we can't say anything with absolute certainty, we can definitely look at the astrological vibes that might influence what kind of path their children could take. Given Taylor's artistic and creative nature and Travis's athletic background, there's definitely a chance their kids could be drawn to either entertainment or sports. A lot depends on the mix of their own personalities and the environment they grow up in. Astrologically, if we imagine a child with a blend of Sagittarius and Libra influences, they might be social, creative, and possibly drawn to performing or expressing themselves publicly. Or if they inherit more of that Taurus moon stability from Travis, maybe they lean more towards something grounded like sports. Detective verdict, there's a good chance a future child could shine in either the entertainment or sports world, maybe even a bit of both. They'd have the best of both worlds. In terms of astrological hints, they do have some complementary elements that can help them go the distance. Libra, Travis, and Sagittarius can have a lot of fun together, and they can definitely learn from each other. The key to a long-lasting relationship for them would be balancing Taylor's need for independence and adventure with Travis's desire for harmony and a bit of stability. Of course, every relationship has its ups and downs, but if they can navigate those big astrological transits we talked about, like Saturn's cuts and Pluto's transformations, then they have a solid shot at making it long-term. Detective verdict? Yes, they can have a long-lasting relationship if they play to their strengths and respect each other's differences. It's all about that balance.
A few moments later.
A little something surprising when we dig into her chart. One interesting thing about Taylor's chart is that she has her Venus in Aquarius, which often brings a kind of unexpected, unconventional flair to her love life and relationships. It can mean that she surprises people by doing things her own way, especially in romance. So there's a surprise. It might just be that she continues to keep people guessing and does things in a way that's a bit different from what everyone expects. With that Venus and Aquarius energy, Taylor definitely has that kind of vibe where she might just decide to change direction if she feels it's not right for her. So she would surprise everyone by suddenly putting the brakes on any marriage plans if it doesn't feel like it fits her vision of freedom and authenticity. It's all part of that Aquarian unpredictability. It really shows that even though she can have a long-term relationship, she says that you limit us to surprise and independence. After 6 years, it might have seemed like a staple thing from the outside, but with that Aquarian influence, it's not so surprising that she ultimately chose to go her own way. It's just part of who she is. Absolutely. She's definitely at a point in her life where settling down is a possibility if that's what she wants. She's got the life experience and maturity, and if the relationship feels right and aligns with her values, she can definitely choose to settle down. It really just comes down to her own timing and what feels right for her. With Venus and Aquarius, Taylor's approach to love and relationships is often a bit more unconventional. It means she might not be as drawn to the traditional idea of marriage as some people are. Instead, she might prefer a partnership that allows for more freedom, flexibility, and individuality. So yeah, the traditional marriage mold might not be the perfect fit for her, and she likely want to do things in her all unique way. Taylor's relationships often seem to reflect that need for independence and a bit of uniqueness, and you can see them the kind of partner she chooses. A lot of her ex-boyfriends have been people who are also unique in their own ways, creative, a bit unconventional, or not necessarily the typical traditional partner. So there's a pattern where her relationships reflect that Aquarian vibe of doing things a little differently. With that Venus and Aquarius, Taylor is likely to be drawn to partners who are intellectually stimulating and maybe a bit outside the box. Someone who's got that wisdom, a unique perspective, maybe even a bit of a scientist or an innovator type would definitely pique her interest. It's that idea of being with someone who can expand her horizons and bring something new and thought-provoking to her life. So yeah, someone with that kind of intellect and wisdom, you'd be a great match for her. Yeah, that's a really insightful point. It does mean that there could be a bit of a challenge there. If a partner has a very traditional view of family life, like wanting a wife who fits into a conventional role, or someone who's focused mainly on settling down and having kids, then yeah, that might not align perfectly with what Taylor's looking for. She needs someone who understands and respects her need for independence and her unique approach to life. So we could be a balancing act finding someone who's on the same wavelength in that way. Taylor's got that kind of star power and creative drive that makes it very likely she'll have another peak in her career. With her Sagittarius sun, she's always evolving, exploring new horizons and finding new ways to reinvent herself. Plus, artists like her often have multiple ways of success throughout their careers. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say we'll see her shining brightly again with another big moment in the future. When she hits that next mini-career peak, there could definitely be some challenges in balancing that with her personal life. It's not uncommon for someone with a high-profile career to face a bit of a juggling act between their professional success and their relationships. So it might be pretty where she has to navigate those dynamics carefully, making sure she finds that balance between her career and her personal connections.
Subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you.